Hey everyone, Sunrai here. Today I'm going to be watching the fourth episode of 16-Bit Sensation, Another Layer. I almost said 16th episode, that's definitely not the case, but yeah, last episode our main character was kind of given the job to hunt down Mamoru-kun. He's like, not very enthusiastic about continuing with the company and all that and making the Bishoujo games. But yeah, our number one fan of Bishoujo games, she's really the only one that could convince him otherwise. So good thing she was able to time travel back here to try to make that happen. So Mamoru-kun's always kind of a work in progress. But yeah, I just kind of want to get in the episode. So as always, if you enjoy the video, please click the like button and support me on Patreon for access to the picture-in-picture version. And yeah, let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. On our bright sunny day. Text. Yeah. Everyone misses you. I don't think you have friends anywhere else. You really should just come back with us. Is that air conditioner? Wow. Wow. What a nerd. Man, that sounds so unnatural. I guess I'm just spoiled by modern, virtual voices. Yeah, do you just want to leave things unfinished like some kind of loser? Yeah, he doesn't understand any of that modern stuff. Why do you think she's going to be, found out by the feds? But I'm trying to change it for the better. What a line. He used to be younger. I love when she gets all huffy. So yeah, after the opening, we'll come back to this. That really was funny, though. So Namaiki, for somebody who used to be younger than me not that long ago. This is the only show where that sentence would make any degree of sense. I got a real kick out of that. That's probably my favorite line in the whole show. Like, that'll be the one to beat. Oh yeah, we met her last episode. Hopefully we get to do more with her. There's still that one shot that I am still curious about that we got, I think it was last episode, at the beginning. Still wondering about that. Bet she misses that room. Start. Link start. Yeah, but that's clearly the in-game graphics right there. Even was clear with just the water ripple. If somebody actually has some, 90s Aeroget to recommend me, feel free to do that. Because really haven't played much. I mean, I played the original Tsukihime, which might have been in the 90s made. And of course, like I said, the earlier Rance games, but... Probably Windows. They mentioned Ellis. Oh my god, I feel so happy. I love this show. Yep, and speak of the devil, Tadaima. I love her. Yeah, I'm not done. I'm just returning for my stuff, okay? I've not given up the mission. Hit the microphone cord, hopefully that didn't mess it up. I'll check real quick, but yeah, it's still fine, I think. In her, like, pajamas, I think. Yeah, Shizuka, I think she said it was called. Moa, you'll learn more about it in the future. Don't let Mamoto hear that. And the way she elongates some of those words, it's so cute. Don't ask me that. You know, not that I don't get where he's coming from, but it's more interesting for her to talk about the future, from my perspective. Nice show this. I know, right? She speaks truth. Like, almost always I'm on the same page as this girl. It may not necessarily be a good thing, but... Are we gonna meet up with our friend? Yes, I think we just did. There she is. Thank you, I didn't remember her name, I felt bad. But yeah, Toya. Not exactly. I'm a bit of a RoboCop. We should get together and play some Malax games together. If I actually do get a scene of somebody playing an Malax game at some point, I'm going to lose my mind. So proud of you. She's not wrong. I wish more people could understand the appeal of Bishocho games. Trust me, something getting mainstream is not a good thing. If you were in the current year, you would understand how bad it's gotten that anime is as mainstream as it is. You're just confusing this poor girl. Sounds amazing. Yeah, just imagine, you know. Time to dig in. Yeah, the closest I've seen in an anime for somebody to play an Alisoft game was in Shimoneta. There was a very brief clip of an Alisoft game on screen as it was destroyed. Oh, nice. Are we gonna exchange numbers, you know? Invite her over? One-sama. I will always associate that term with Yuri, so I enjoy it. Don't do that. Yeah, I was actually thinking that thing too. Like, that's a good spot. Come on, be an alcoholic together with us. I did notice a bag of snacks. She is a determined otaku, okay. Don't touch my tablet, please. Is he gonna take it apart and analyze it? Because that's something he would do. You know, dissect it. Just don't break our tablet, damn it. Those are expensive. But if he sees that modern tech, he should definitely be convinced, because obviously it's been some real advancements. Yeah, that's what we're working on. Comic, the important things. That does sound a little bit rough. Man, that text is too small for me to read. We'll need to get those glasses. I really do need to get some kind of AeroGat poster in my room. Even if it's just one, I gotta figure out. Like, if somebody knows where I can buy that, you know, at a reasonable price. I bought a physical edition of Ranch 10. I wish that came with a poster. That would have been nice. Would have been great, actually. Oh, no. Did he get sent to the future? Probably not, but that'd be funny. I'm gonna miss this girl when this show's over. She's already really just grown on me in these 4 episodes as like a just amazing main character. I know it's a little bit early to be worrying about that, but still. I'm in my happy place. You would never betray me, keyboard. Imagine if Raspberry Pis existed back when he was a kid, for him to learn computer stuff with. I'm sure he would be all over that. I still also enjoy her outfit. Her top especially. Yeah, you kinda ran by Konoha. That's not gonna... That doesn't explain anything to him. I was gonna be confused all day. Hey, PyramidCat, yeah, definitely with that amount of people, you could tell. Even before seeing the building. That's Sailor Moon. That's what came to mind when I saw it. He will. He will. You had one job, Konoha. I died. If one of you can learn, just get a textbook. Old school programming shouldn't be that hard. Is that is that his idea of a cosplay? Is he a robot? Is he a computer? Yeah, because I think that's a mouse on the one leg. He's just straight up a computer. You just straight up a computer. I mean, at least you showed up. That's the important thing. See, we don't need any new programmer after all. Glory. Okay, buddy. Just a girl on a computer, you know, hanging out on the bench, as you do. Okay, I get what I get it now. 2023. It's a horrible year. Not the worst year ever, but not a great one. But I looked at your tablet, so PDA. It could not. It is done and over with. Was taken out back and shot in the back of the head. Why does my phone keep making sounds? Stop making sounds. I mean, I should feel bad for Mamoru, but like it's just such a weird thing to have such an attachment to. It's just okay. Don't be trying to change the future, Konoha. This would not be a good change. This dangerous stuff you're doing here, Konoha. There's the thing that's the episode title. I am afraid of what you're gonna do to the future. This man's gonna start a one-man revolution to change the future. Just the end of Windows. It's all Konoha's fault. Says the guy dressed up like a computer for a funeral for PC-98. I can't even say that with a straight face. He's calling somebody else weird. Okay. Shake, shake. Hey, I know that voice. I know that thing that she refers to me as. Good for you. I do love that she calls her that. Even though she's shorter than her. And smaller than her in pretty much every way. You could say that. I swear that blonde girl kind of looks like Sailor Moon. I think you will. Well, she has one in this time period. Already, I feel like we just got here. He has the above head clapping. There we go. Okay, works at S8 on there, yeah. Daiseiko. Always good to hear. Back to the old grind. Back to his calling. Okay. Dual release. So, baby steps. Finn. I was hoping they would clap right there. I brought the snacks. Bum 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 bum. I'll be catchy tune there. Final deadline. Yatta. You don't seem very excited about Moto-kun. Now it's time for her to disappear for another few years and come back. I'm sure her tongue is quite smooth. I wouldn't mind finding out. Amazake. Yeah, technically alcoholic, I guess. It has sake in it. It's a tablet. It's not a PDA. You have no idea how old you sound when you call it that. Like, I think of Danny Phantom every time I hear PDA. Yep. Yeah, look at that modern art. Isn't it gorgeous? Kawaii desho. I love her drunk slurring. They will know you're from the future for sure. Man, we just had a lot of this, haven't we? Just landed on him. And she's out. So break the tablet. And possibly a baby. Oh, and she's leaving again, damn it. Don't you hate it when you have a beautiful, nice, wonderful girl on top of you and she just disappears? Hashtag relatable. So yeah, definitely, you definitely can't deny the time travel now. At the very least, you can't call her a crazy person. But yeah, there she goes. And like nobody else saw that. Some cool supernatural thing they've never seen in their life before. They missed it because they were looking the wrong way. That's great. I can't wait to see the future. It is kind of fun to think about sometimes how different the future would be if little things happened differently. Like, what if Bill Gates was never born, you know? Where would we be right now, technology-wise? Good things come in threes. I literally have no idea what to make of that title. But anyway, that was the 4th episode of 16-bit sensation. Another layer. So this episode, obviously, we continued our task of bringing Mamoru-kun back into the fold, getting him to stop throwing his temper tantrum and get back into things. That was continues to be Konoha's job for the episode, and she takes it pretty seriously. I mean, she went to his house, yelled outside his door, came back briefly for some supplies so she could stake out the place. But it's always kind of funny just seeing the disconnect between her and the other characters, just because she has such a different view of a lot of things. Just because just imagine, like, if you are from like 30 years in the future, just your life experiences, how you view a lot of things are just going to be very different. Like, we don't get too, we haven't really delved too much into that really, but just usually just kind of just things that she says that either slang that doesn't exist here or things that don't exist here. Just there's always a little bit of a disconnect between her and the others as a result of all that, which is funny to see. But I am glad she was able to meet up with her friend Toya, you know, who's clearly making more and more progress on her side of things, and also very much does want to continue to become better and better friends with Konoha. Even calls her Onea-sama, so, you know, I'm fingers crossed, hoping for some Yuri action between the two of them. It's progressing well enough in that direction. Like, I know she hasn't, like, jumped on top of her the same way she has Mamoru-kun, so obviously we're leaning a little bit more in that direction, romance-wise, but I'm not going to give up hope just yet, though we're not going to get something here. Like, the fact that she does call her Onea-sama, it gives me hope, right? Well, we'll see. Just like Mamoru-kun's not going to give up on, you know, PC98, I'm not going to give up on that. At least not yet. But so yeah, I just thought I would bring that up real quick. But yeah, it's good to see that. But we do have her, yeah, staking out the place, and he actually grabs her PDA, her tablet. And I knew that was going to be a big deal. Like, he was already kind of like somewhat entertaining the idea that she could be from the future, right? I think before now, right? Obviously, the whole disappear, all of a sudden come back later, years later, and you look the same. That's alone is going to give some credence to your time travel theory. Otherwise, you know, like, even if you take the physical appearance thing aside, like, that'd be some real dedication to the bit to just leave for a few years and come back acting like it's only been like a day or two or a week for you. Like, that'd be some real hardcore dedication. But so, you know, but yeah, once he grabbed the tablet, I knew this was going to be a big deal because there's going to be circuitry and stuff in there, like more advanced technology. Like, I don't know if there's anything in there that he could like repurpose to use out on a computer, or at least try to. But I knew when he took a look at some of the insides, without a doubt, he would be convinced that this doesn't exist now. This couldn't exist now. What the heck is this? Either you're an alien or you're a time traveler. And she keeps talking about time traveling, so it's probably that one. That kind of has to be where Mamoru-kun goes mentally. Because he might be stubborn and, you know, unpleasant to deal with sometimes, but he's not stupid, so you can at least figure that much out at that point. But yeah, seeing the childhood flashbacks of him and his first, you know, computer and all that, you know, like, I've called it weird, you know, his weird obsession with PC98 and all that, but like, it's not as if I don't get it at all. It's just, you know, I've never personally had any kind of attachment to an operating system. Like I said, I went from, you know, Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows Vista, or Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 8, Windows 10. Like, I never, like, was sad that I left the previous one behind, you know. Like, I know this is a bigger difference than going from different iterations of Windows. I acknowledge that it's much more different. But still, it's something I can't personally identify with too much, really. And I can't even think of a good example that would even be a close comparison to that. Like I decided I just can't, you know. Like, maybe one exists, it just doesn't pop up off the top of my head. But, like, I mean, I never used floppy disks. That was a little bit before my time. But, you know, I had no problem going from disks to whatever the, you know, the Nintendo Switch uses. Like, I don't know, just for the most part, as technology advances, I always look forward. Like, I don't mind something that's obsolete just falling by the wayside. I mean, the only real, I guess, exception to that is I'm not a big fan of everything going digital. I guess if I'm looking for some kind of comparison, it would be this. Like, whenever I can, I buy a physical copy of games, like the Nintendo Switch, for example. I have not bought a single digital game. I always buy a physical. Like, the whole idea of buying a digital game, it's stupid to me. Like, I do it on Steam for PC because there's really no choice there. I do it begrudgingly, but that's also why I never really buy a full price game on Steam. It's usually 75% off or nothing, right? because like I don't feel like I'm actually buying a game when I buy a digital copy, and that's probably mostly because I'm literally not. I'm essentially renting a license to play it at the end of the day. Like Steam, if they decided to, they could just, ban my account or whatever, and suddenly I can't play any of the games that I bought because I didn't really buy them. I just gave them money in exchange for them to allow me to play it for an undetermined amount of time, right? So, like if your device gets, bricked or whatever, your account gets banned, you lose access to that and all that. So just for me, buying digital games has always been a stupid thing. Like the biggest counter people give to that is the convenience. Like if you want to go from one Nintendo Switch game to the other, it's much easier just to select a different game on there than to just like pop it up, put that in the case, open up the new case, put that in. It's much more quick, streamlined, and pleasant. Just go from one clicky thingy to the other clicky thingy. And there's definitely validity in that. I just don't think that convenience is worth what we've lost in the transition from physical to digital. And I know I went a little bit of a tangent there, but I was just trying to get across, like, if I had to think some comparison, something that can let me empathize with his position here, it would be that. That's all I can think of as far as the advancement of technology being a bad thing in the sense that you're losing something, right? But even that's not so much nostalgia, which it's mostly is for him. It's more of just, getting away from the idea of actually owning things is not a good thing. It's good for the companies that make the things because they get more power and control, but it's terrible. It's very anti-consumer. So it's still a little bit different than his case where it is mostly nostalgia, right? Like Windows wouldn't have taken off if it wasn't better than what came before, right? In some capacity. But anyway, moving forward with the episode. We were definitely a little bit concerned that wasn't actually going to show up, but in the end, he did, rocking his PC98 cosplay, looking pretty good. But yeah, we basically had Konoha being very supportive of his PC98 thing, and I want to. My biggest thing right now, my biggest takeaway from the overall episode is that can have any actual repercussions for the future. Are we going to have changed the future because of how much we pushed him to not give up on PC98, right? Like, I know it's kind of hard to believe that one man could push that revolution to make real change in the future of technology and computing and how it works in the mainstream in the current year. It's unlikely, but like the fact that she went back in the future and we didn't actually see her in the future just yet, I feel like that could potentially be some setup for the future being different. Potentially. I'm not like, it's not a hill I'm going to die on, but like I'm definitely, that's in the back of my mind that we go there and there's been some real difference because of the encouragement we gave to Mamoru. And we're going to have to go back in time and say, Mamoru, I was wrong. PC98 sucks. Give up on it. Windows is the way to go. Just forget everything I said. Give up on your hopes and dreams. Just please stop, Because we did have enough talks in the episode about changing the future and all that I feel like it's a realistic possibility that could happen. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. Sort of. Like 30%. I'm 30% like thinking that could happen. And we had our PyramidCat, which was basically a big old success. Had pictures taken and all that good stuff. And finally had Konoha go back to the future in a way where no matter how dense or stubborn he is, Mamoru-kun could not in any way deny the validity of it. It was right in front of him. No matter how much of a skeptic he is, no matter how stubborn, just he knows now, right? So it'll be interesting to see if that affects anything with him. Like, this is I don't actually expect this to happen. This is just full tinfoil hat nonsense, but what if that causes him to begin work on a time machine now that he knows for sure that time travel is a real thing? He's already a technology computer nerd that could give him a new project to work on. He builds a time machine, and that has a huge difference and big change in the future. That's not going to happen, but it just popped in my head just now, so I had to say it. But yeah, definitely a good episode. The show really does continue to be very, very good, very fun, very enjoyable. Konoha herself is an amazing character. She could carry the show herself, honestly, but the plot itself is also really good, how you never know where it's going to go. Like, I just gave the whole thing about potential changing in the future. And since we do have her bouncing back and forth, and we already have a precedent for making some changes in the future because of her meddling, we could keep doing that, even if it's not necessarily the PC98 thing. It can be other things, other changes she makes. She has to go back and fix that, and that could be just kind of a loop we're in for a while. Just Konoha screwing things up and having to go back and fix them. That alone could keep the show going for a while. So you never know what to expect with the show. It's very fun to watch. Very entertaining stuff. And yeah, it was a nice touch that we got to actually see some modern art on the tablet before she left, you know. We didn't really need that because obviously the teleportation away thing was enough finishing proof of the time travel. But if that didn't happen, then seeing the art would also have been a big hint on, you know, being from the future. But yeah, her art is actually absolutely gorgeous. Like, I have nothing against the classic, you know, art that we had before. You know, it's fine in its own way. But like, as far as my personal preferences go, that picture we saw from Konoha, like, that's like 100% up my alley, the kind of art that I love. I would, if a visual novel had that art style, great, perfect. With no complaints about the art whatsoever. That kind of art could captivate me into checking it out, you know, at least see what it's about. The character herself has my favorite hair color and eye color, the blue eyes, the silver hair. You know, it looks absolutely gorgeous. You know, the blue and white color scheme of the outfit, exposed shoulders, you know, exposed whatever you call this part of the body, you know, corner, boob, I don't know, but just 10 out of 10 artwork there, absolutely beautiful. I would play any game she worked on as the main artist without question. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. I think this discussion period's probably been long enough as it is, but I'll end it off. But a really good episode. I enjoyed it. Continue to really enjoy the show, and looking forward to how things go in the next episode. So yeah, just thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.